You are an embodied reflection of Source. You are thus infinitely empowered, abundant, and a co-creator with your context always. You are an alchemist. Divination works because the web of life is intelligently organized with coordinated and storied agency. Let's take a look at the stories playing out now. Hello, beauties. So here we are at June 2016, and there's two things that I want to talk about that are the understories, the macro cycle storylines that are affecting all of us at this time. The first, as always, I'm going to tune into the Sabian symbol that's keyed in at the 14-degree Gemini new moon. So let's talk about that first. The symbol is two Dutch children talking to each other, exchanging their knowledge. Now, this is about connecting, it's about communicating, it's about creativity. But I would say beyond that, there's another story here, which is that these are two Dutch children. So we're talking about two individuals that speak a very distinct language, and they resonate with one another. They understand each other. So what this month, what the understory is, the macro cycle symbol for all of us on a collective level is speaking to this month of June, from this June 4th to the July 4th Gemini new moon cycle. This is about aligning to a new point, catalyzing ourselves at a new place of inner resonance. And then I think post-June, and possibly even within the month of June, we are going to be at a new vibratory alignment, and that will enable us to emit the frequency that is going to attract us to our tribe. Many people, many clients have been searching for their like-minded, like-hearted tribe forever now. It's been years for some people. And this is very good news, I think, for us. I think the fact that this is talking about speaking a very distinct language and communicating that language with each other is talking about energies are at play to align us to a point of inner truth so that we can, in fact, recognize those other members of our quote-unquote tribe. So this is good. The other thing that I'm literally just going to touch on, because there's so much to talk about, is the mutable grand cross. We also have a grand trine that's activated. At the point of both of those is Jupiter. And the North Node is not too far off. It's only a few degrees off. So Jupiter, which is at 14 degrees Virgo, is at the point of both the Grand Cross and Grand Trine. So it's interesting that, because this is talking about expansion into health, into healing, into wholeness. And there's more to say there too, but there's no accident why Jupiter is playing such a key role in these two magnificent and very intense, especially the Grand Mutable Cross. The Mutable Cross of Jupiter in Virgo and Neptune in Pisces, along with Saturn in Sag and the Sun, the Moon, and Venus, all in Gemini. This is major inner tension, major reworking that's going on. And this is after so many of us have been through so much already. So there is an increased honing of our tuning fork body-mind system that's activated right now, okay? So, and of course it's a mutable Grand Cross. So all of those signs that I just mentioned are mutable signs. They're changing signs. They're adaptable signs. So what does that say? This is about us becoming adaptable. This whole chapter is about us letting go, breaking free of the binds that are false and unsustainable, and aligning with, going with the flow with the changes, the openings, the advancement, the growth edges that are calling. If you want to know how this mutable grand cross is affecting you distinctly, I have an offer on for me to create a personalized video for you, tapping into your distinct soul print and what this month, because it's the entire month of June where we're activated, is birthing in you. So I invite you to click on the link below if you'd like to order that and connect with me. Okay, so let's move on. Hi everyone, welcome to your June 2016 Alchemy Scope. So let me explain what's here and what's going to happen today. So I have not been well physically, and this session today is going to be quick, down, and dirty. We're going to just do a card spread. But the reason why I wanted to show you the Himalayan sea salt and the pebbles here and the Buddha board in the background, but mostly the rocks and the salt, is that the intention for the scopes for June was to be half the board, half the divination table be this creation, be an artistic channeling, but instead of pencil to paper, to be with the rocks and the stones and the salt, and a spread. But today it's just going to be a spread. So this is going to come. This is definitely going to come in a future scope, probably July. I'm definitely going to do the channeled art drawing scopes as well. Okay, so I'm going to put this aside while we get prepared. And in the meantime, let's get the Buddha board going. And this is so fabulous. I found this recently at an art store. So today, this is going to be June 2016. And as you all probably know by now, this is a grand square month. So this is going to be powerful. A lot of internal work, internal processing, a lot of compression and alignment that's going on. Internal frictions in order to align you with the essence self that is calling to come, your truth in all ways, total integrity. So let's get started. Leo, welcome to your spread. So let's go ahead and tune in, lovely ones, to the evolutionary trajectory. What is the storyline that is unfolding for the Leo demographic? Okay. So let's tune in. I'm using my personal deck, my Siri deck this month. And as I mentioned, I am going to continue the channeled art for future scopes for sure. And in fact, probably it's going to be a combination of art and cards. So stay tuned for that. In the meantime, we have our little Buddha board here, which is already disappearing. It's fabulous because you paint essentially with water. There's Leo. You paint with water and it stays for a while and then it dissipates and you get to draw a new picture, which is so fabulous. It's great, by the way, for like mantras, you know, to put down something like even an intention in the morning and let that kind of land in writing. It fades, you detach from it, you kind of put it out there in the ether, and yeah, it's fabulous. I find I use it throughout the day. So, okay, so Leo. I've already started shuffling before I turn on the camera, but let's finish up here. Leo. What event, circumstance, or situation is likely to be coming forward for at least the majority of Leo-centric scope people over the course of this Gemini new moon mutable grand cross cycle? Leo. Okay. Leo, Leo. Okay, let's see what we have here. Interesting. You got a lion here. Leo got the lion. Okay, comfort card coming up. Path card coming up, intention card. So there's some repeat messages here, and I will say that it's been chunks. So there's been these themes of messages that have repeated through the various readings for this month. And what that means is that there's just these chunky storylines that many, many demographics are evolving. So let's take a look. Hopefully you can see most of them, but I'll lift them up as I usually do. Okay, everybody. So at the center is the appreciation card. So the theme of appreciation is coming up. But let's take a look though, because I want to see what else is coming up here. I mean, this is the deal, Leo. You have appreciation coming up in the center and humor coming up in your thoughts. So there is a lightness happening, and it's almost like there's a lightness happening because of things that have been purged along your path. Now, this literally could be material possessions. So for many of you, at this start of the summer season, for those of us in the Northern Hemisphere, it could be that you're purging and you're clearing. You're doing like a belated spring cleaning, perhaps. And you're doing it maybe to prepare yourself, to clean your way forward. So you start with a fresh palette, so to speak. Now, it's interesting because what's happening is it's done in a space of humor. So your mind is going to be able to maybe access a lightness of being this month, able to access a sense of humor about things, able to really take everything just with a grain of salt. And it might be that a lot of you are really finding yourself more and more capable of letting the process happen and not gripping. So there is a lightness of being that's starting to unfold for a lot of you over the course of this month, this Gemini new moon cycle. You might feel very supported and comfortable, and that might have to do with, again, kind of material possessions. So you feel, this came up in the spiritual sector, Leo. So you might just feel at a foundational spiritual ground level supported, and that you're able to access a level of comfort. So, and you might be very appreciative the fact that you have, for those of you, again, this is a general reading, so this is not going to apply to all of you, but it will surprisingly apply to a good portion of you. There is a sense of appreciation that many of you have for the support that you feel, for the comfort that you experience. So maybe you have a home and you're comfortable, maybe, by the way, with the simple things. So you might be cleansing and purging. By the way, this might have to do with your body as well, like doing a dietary cleanse, but it might very well have to do with possessions. And it might be that there's just more of, even though you feel supported and comfortable, a simpler life for your path forward is actually calling. And June is kind of instigating a clearing, you know, clearing out the extra, the minutia. And you're appreciative for what you have. You're appreciative for that which supports you, for maybe the foundational basics, you know, home, kitchen appliances, you know, that kind of thing. Now, emotionally, you might be feeling very generous. You know, it's interesting because it might be, Leo, that you might be donating or giving possessions, you have an intention to be more generous, to give of yourself more over the course of this cycle. Let me turn both of those this way. So it might very well be that many of you are feeling generous. You're feeling like you have the emotional capacity to give of yourself. Really beautiful, that. Really, really beautiful. Feeling appreciation, feeling lightness of being, lightness of mind, the weight of thought might be alleviated over the course of this really intense mutable Grand Cross month. Beautiful. And again, a lot of you might be donating to causes. That's what I'm thinking. It's like you are appreciative for the comforts that you have, and thus you're feeling appreciative and you're ready to give to others. You're ready to clear out your stuff and donate. I could see a lot of you perhaps giving to Goodwill or similar, you know, to homeless shelters, etc. So that's very specific, but I have to tell you that's really coming up strongly for me. Let's take a look at your beautiful Carolyn Mace archetype that is asking to be matured. What is it? What quality within you is asking to be matured over the course of this powerful June cycle? What do I want to draw for you? We'll do a heart. I've been doing hearts for almost everybody. Beauty. That's so beautiful, this. I mean, it's a really fabulous reading for you. And the fact that you got the lion, the lioness, is quite something. So let's take a look and see, what is it? What wants to be matured through you over the course of the cycle? Now I'm going to point something out that I've not done yet. The blank cards, which there's only a handful of them in this deck, they have come up at the bottom of the deck. I cannot tell you how often. I mean, from all the readings that I've done, you're the third to the last. So I've done 9 so far. You're the 10th. I have to tell you, the blank card has come up at the bottom of the archetype deck at least 5 or 6 times. That is huge. What this means is potentiality. And so in this recording for Leo, I want you to hear it, Leo. And for those of you that have tuned into other readings, other scopes for this month, other signs, this has come up again and again and again. No accident. This does represent pure potentiality. It's potentials unlimited. So it's about creating your life. It's about participating in the creation of your life and utilizing these cycles in order to bring about that which you so desire. So let's see. What is it that wants to be matured? Leo, you know, this came up for another sign. I can't remember which one. A love of honor. So what wants to be matured through you is a love of honor. And I love this for you because, again, it's like you are feeling generous. There's a generosity spirit here. You're in a sense of appreciation. You know and appreciate what you have. You're willing to give to those who don't. You're light. You're free. You do have a love of honor. So that's wanting to be activated within you. Romantic delusions or allegiance to a destructive ruler or a destructive principle is asking to be evolved. So move that into a love of honor. This is about integrity. It's about integrity, and it's about following your heart. So that's gorgeous. I love that for you. Okay, Leo, so let's take a look and see what else we have for you. Hi, everyone. Your I Ching micro story, a general energetic theme that's playing out for your particular sign, is listed on the card that you're reading now, as is your optimal goddess embodiment, the Dakini embodiment. Who are you to become to ride this June wave optimally? In order to save time this month, I'm just recording this once. And if you'd like, for those interested, because not everybody is, you are free to visit my website and go to the online library where you can find the information for both your I Ching and your Dakini for the month of June 2016. Have a great month. Bye-bye.